Alright, what is up? D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. I hope you all are well. I am on my KLR650 today. I noticed that my headlights were out, so I ran by the local auto place and they actually had some headlights that seemed to fit my bike. My KLR is a 2012 model, so why not make a video today about buying a used KLR650. Alright, well, I've pulled the fairing away from the front panel, as you can see. Just took a couple screws out here, and underneath, and there are, oh, nice idea, let's pull that off, and remove that, and I should be able to pull out the old bulb, just like that. Very nice. And they're just H7 bulbs. There's the new one. I got the brightest one I could, and the new one just plugs in there. That should be it. Sorry to trying to get the lighting and everything right. It's not working out so well. Goes back in like that. Oh, wait a minute. That's in. Sorry, I'm not doing a very good job. I'm trying to hold the camera and do this. That dust cover goes back on. Like that. Yeah, and then it just simply plugs in, right? Well, let's see if it works. Oh, there it is. Brand new low beam. There's the high beam. I'm going to replace the high beam too. Might as well. Easy peasy, man. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Moving on about today in a used KLR. Let's get riding. Is it a good idea to buy a used KLR 650? It's now 2022. The 2022 KLR 650s are out. Some improvements to the bike. The main thing being fuel injected. Why buy a used KLR 650? Well, let me just say from the top of my head that I can, go ahead and elucidate is that a base model brand new KLR 2022 right at $7,000. Now you get your tax, tags, title, all that stuff out the door, and you're looking, $7,500, even $8,000, something like that. That's for the base model, which honestly is I think it's a great price. I'd pay it without hesitation. But you can get a turnkey bike, a turnkey KLR, a used KLR 650, one that's already been modded out, armored up, got everything on it, ready to go, for like $3,500. I mean, yeah, that's what I did. So my first bike was a Yamaha XT250. That's what I learned on. It was easy to build confidence on that bike. I guess you could say I kind of outgrew it. So what am I trying to get at here is that if you wanted to get into a KLR 650, like step up like I did and not be out $8,000, you can get a ready-to-go bike for half that price. So why a KLR 650, or for that matter, why a used KLR 650? Well, maybe, number one, you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money to get into a bigger dual sport. Two, you want to ride comfortably on the road. And by on the road, I mean on the asphalt. The KLR650 is a pretty comfortable bike to ride on the road. At least mine is. And what about off the road? Maybe you want to ride on the road for a while and then go off the road. Well, the KLR650 can do just that. And it can do it pretty good, as you can well see. So we're going to take her on the dirt for a minute and do a little ride and then hit back on the road. So a little about mine. Mine is a 2012 model. It had 10,000 miles on it and had been sitting in storage for a couple years when I bought it. As soon as I got it, I had to do a carb clean. The carb had been gummed up because it had been sitting. And I added a center stand, and I added a metal skid plate. I took the plastic stock one off, and I just, changed all the fluids, had valves checked, made sure the bike was tip top. That was it, and I was ready to go. And I've already put over 2,000 miles on it. Just recently changed the oil, and I've been having an absolute blast on this bike. I was actually commuting with this motorcycle, round trip 100 miles for a bit to work. So it definitely does an excellent job of that, comfortably. And maybe you're looking for just a commuter bike or something cheap to commute with. Gas is expensive these days. A KLR650 will hold, 6 gallons of gas? It's like almost a 300-mile radius. When I was commuting, my 100-mile trip would cost me, like $5-6 a day for the commute. Seat height can be a little intimidating. It's a tall bike. Mine had the actual seat, was a custom seat, and it had some of the foam cut out on it, so it actually lowered the bike a little bit. But when I stop with the bike, I am on my tiptoes, and I'm 5'10", and I usually have to just stand one-legged, with the motorcycle supported that way, leaning on one leg. I can go both ways, tiptoes are supported with one leg, but you're not going to be flat-footed if, my size, 5'10", but it really hasn't been a big deal for me. And it's also a very comfortable bike to stand on. It fits me perfectly. And generally, if you go on your local cycle trader or whatnot, you'll come across a handful of KLRs always for sale. And the 2012, 2013, 2014 models, stuff like that, you can get a really nice bike for, like I said, around $3,500, $4,000. If you got cash in hand, you might be able to get it cheaper. So as far as the weight, it is a heavy bike, no doubt about that. Mine's right at, I believe, 440, 50 pounds, something like that. And I was intimidated by the weight. I still am a little bit, depending on what you're riding in. But the first thing I did was I taught myself how to pick the bike up, and that made a big difference in helping my confidence with the bike. Front brakes on, sit first. Sit high on the bike. Oh, no way! You gotta be kidding me. Hot damn. First try, she went right up. Is it a hard bike to maneuver? Yeah, it takes a little practice to get used to, that's for sure. If you're coming off something smaller. Turning it around and stuff can be a little interesting in the beginning. But if you want to get something that can tackle some dirt roads, some interesting terrain, be a commuter, ride the asphalt well, be comfortable, and not drop a chunk of money, I mean, man, it really is hard to beat a used KLR650. You know, these really are quite capable bikes once you get a good feel for them. And people ride these things, I mean, all over the world, thousands of miles. That's another cool thing about the KLR650, and I mentioned this in previous videos, is that there's a huge community around them. And you know, there's a big forum. If you got questions, there's lots of people that are willing to help out and talk about their experiences with their KLR. So that's another cool option of owning and riding a KLR. Yeah, I've been meaning to take this. I've been meaning to take her in a little chunk out here. Now I'll get an opportunity to do so. So just so you know what some of these bikes are capable of, they will go up and down and get you in some shit. No doubt about that. Like I said, I think they're very capable bikes. Are there better choices? Sure. Of course there are. But once again, here we go. See if we can get in some trouble right here. Oh yeah. Whoa, okay. Yeah. She just tanks right up it, man. I mean, come on. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so once again, for the value and what you get, it's just hard to beat one of these bikes. So there may be a couple things you're gonna have to do to your used KLR650 upon getting it. Maybe not. It's just something to keep in mind. Such as today, you know, I just went out for a some replacement bulbs for the headlamp. Hold on a second, we're gonna come down the chunk here. See what my line is. Ooh. Yep. All right. Yeah, she can do it. Wow. And these are easy to work on bikes. Do I want to go that way? Yeah, let's go that way. But things happen, and like you got to replace little bulbs in the headlight or stuff like that. It's not a big deal. Ooh, good, clean fun. You know it. So would the KLR650 be a good bike to learn on? I don't know. Some people say yes, some people say no. I don't think it would have been a good bike for me to learn on. I think I built my confidence with having a lighter bike and something I could stand flat-footed with and, you know, lay down, pick up easily, things of that nature. But, you know, to each their own. Some people may flow right on into it and not have a problem. But if it is a bike, or I'm sorry, if you are looking to get your very first bike, and, you know, a used one of these can definitely check in the boxes for what you're looking for: a commuter, dual sport bike, riding on the dirt, riding on road. I mean, can do a little bit of everything. And a used one would not break the bank. And once you're off the dirt and back on the road, you got a nice, comfortable bike to ride on. Great value, good fun. It's not going to break the bank. So personally, having done it myself, I think buying a used KLR650 is a smashing good idea. And yes, a KLR650 will get you comfortably on highway speeds. Well, those are some of my thoughts on used KLR650. Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong. So there you have it. And we've got lots of content coming up. More with the KLR, more with the Honda CRF 300, the Himalayan, the XC250, and so on. Folks, appreciate you watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you to the subscribers. Thank you to the patrons. Folks, stay safe out there. We will see you next time. D-Rock out. Adios.